Welcome back to the pod, you guys. We're here, the fourth rounders. It's your boy Will. Unfortunately, again, your boy Tweez is not with us today. He is still in the hospital trying to recover from the filthy crossover I gave him the other day. His leg snapped off, all that stuff. So they had to put it back together. But we sent him some flowers, some get well soon cards, and all that stuff. So hopefully he recovers soon and he can get back on the pod with us today. But if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Also, if you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star rating, help us out. Leave some comments below. We want to talk to you guys too. That was real fun. That one episode we did comments. So, if you guys don't agree with some of our takes, which you probably don't a lot, just leave a comment below and we'll talk about it on the pod. But with all of that being said, today we do not have Tweez and we do not have Eric. I got my boy Ron here with us today. Say what's up, Ron. Say what's up.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Thank you
All
for
right.
having me, Will. Will the Thrill.
Yeah, over here with the A's hat. Okay, I'll
Come
see
on,
how it
man.
is. Yeah, another team about to move out of Oakland. But anyways, Ron over here. Let's see. We can get into some of these questions, but first of all, thank you for coming on. Thank you for filling in the spot for Tweez as he's trying to get better. He's dealing with his stuff at physical therapy and all that. So I appreciate you for coming on. Ron is also in our fantasy football league. We could talk about that a little bit later. But I want to start off by saying, who is your favorite football team and why?
Well, again, thank you for having me, Will. And please get well soon. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting my brother, but we are in the same fantasy football league, so I hope he gets well soon. My favorite football team is on your cat, man. I'm a 49er fan. I've been a
Yes,
49er fan,
sir.
man, since I was young, man. It was probably right after we were good in the early 90s. So this was around
Mm,
the Steve Young era, but probably later in Steve Young's era. So I remember watching Jeff Garcia when I was young and
mm,
Terrell Owens and Garrison Hurst and those boys. So
mm.
yeah, those were my teams. I've been through the Tim Rattay days and all those quarterbacks, Sean Hill, all those guys, man. So
Oh
it's
man.
definitely a good place we're in now. Definitely a good place.
Yeah, no, way better than back in those days, man. Ooh, man. Yeah, those early 2000s to later 2000s, that was a little bit of a build up.
Yeah.
We had to build it up from there. Okay, so Niner fan, bang bang Niner gang, from the Bay Area. Unlike other people I had on the podcast like last week, maybe from the Bay Area, they decided to be a criminal fan. I mean, a Raiders fan. So yeah, taking shots at Eric. But anyways, so another Niner fan. Okay. Who would you say is your favorite player of all time?
Wow, man, that's a good question. It's hard for me to pick one because I played quarterback growing up. My favorite quarterback growing up was Brett Favre. Now that may be controversial nowadays with how Buddy's living his life, but Brett Favre was like really cool the way he played the position growing up. I feel like he was like this street ball, lunchtime recess type quarterback. My favorite football player outside of like Brett Favre was Terrell Owens. I used to love Terrell Owens growing up on the Niners. Um, but after that, my all-time favorite football player, as you know, Will, I'm a big-time USC fan. Reggie Bush
Yeah.
is probably my favorite football player of all time. Just
Mm.
watching what he did around my eighth grade, seventh grade year at USC was phenomenal and something I
Yeah.
never. Yeah,
I mean, he was that guy in college, but
yeah,
once he got to the NFL,
yeah.
didn't have too good of a career here. So
He got a ring though, which is crazy. He got a
he
ring with that
did.
safety. Yeah.
He did, but yeah, he kind of fell off a little bit once he got that
He was a
contract.
Niner. Did he play for the Niners at all?
He played with us for like one season
Okay.
a minute ago, yeah. But
Okay.
okay. So USC fan. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a Trojan
Okay.
fan. I am.
Yeah. So you mentioned you played football growing up.
I
Let
did.
the people know how that went, like who'd you play for,
Yeah.
college days, all that stuff. Because
Right on.
it's not every day that I get a quarterback that played for was it Georgia, you know, Georgia was a state what Georgia? The
Georgia.
Bulldogs that
Oh,
everybody that I never get a bulldog on my podcast, so I gotta take advantage of that. So yeah,
man,
go ahead and let people know who you played for. Come on.
I wish I was a bulldog. No, man. I played quarterback my whole life from Vallejo, California. Went to Vallejo High School, Hogan High School before they stopped being high school. They're just a middle school now, believe it or not. From there, I went to Sacramento City College. I played quarterback. I was all conference and all that. Should have went somewhere big. Recruiting wasn't in my favor back then. I also dealt with a ton of shoulder injuries from tearing my rotator cuff and all types of stuff.
Mm,
So that was kind of the end of my playing career around there, and I miss it a lot. But yeah, football was the first half of my life, and now I'm just
yeah.
a fan, just a fan now.
Yeah. How'd you tear your rotator cuff? I don't think I've ever asked you that. Like, what happened?
Funny enough, I tore it in baseball. So I tore it in baseball.
Mm,
All of this up here in the shoulder deltoid region tore one day when I was throwing a bullpen at practice. It was an injury that kind of went on and on. It only got worse over time because I never had it operated on. So the longer and longer it went, it was really hard to throw a football over time, man. So stuff happens. Wasn't in the cards for me, but I like to think
yeah.
I had a better plan for me, so it's okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. These injuries be taking people out. Well, actually, I don't know if you've seen lately, but Aaron Rodgers is like he's about to come back this
You know.
season. Like, bro, what is he doing?
Buddy ready to suit up next. He must have like some secret soldier serum or something. Like whatever he's taking is not legal.
Bro, he was like, I'm ready to come back like in a week or two. Like, I'm good. He's on the field throwing the ball. I'm just like, dude, like you literally tore your Achilles and you like 50 years old. Like, how you getting back on the field already?
Bro, the medicine and stuff they got nowadays is crazy. I think that's one of the things that when younger kids get hurt, whether if you're in a college or junior college like I was, you don't have the resources like the type of medical staff and stuff like that to get like the procedures done immediately. These fools out here tear their ACL, tear their Achilles, they're in surgery the next day. If you tear it like you at junior college or high school, you still gotta have insurance like to get stuff done, and you on Kaiser's timeline. So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's tough.
yeah, no. But to see this recovery he's pulling off, it's crazy to see that. But hopefully he can get back soon, maybe in time to save a playoff berth. But
We'll
I don't
see.
know. We'll see.
We'll see. Zach got to put him in the right spot, so we'll see.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Okay, go leave it up to him. Not the worst quarterback. Not the worst
Not the
quarterback.
worst. No,
Not the
no, there's
worst.
definitely worse quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah, not the worst, not the
Yeah.
worst. But yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to you want to talk about fantasy league? I know you do since you whooped
We
me
can talk
this
about fantasy. We can
since
talk
you
about fantasy.
whooped me.
I had I had a good week. I had a
Yeah.
good week.
No, you definitely did. You did. I think I had like no, I think last week was my worst week ever. I think this week I was just I don't know, my guys didn't show up, so
Yeah. For the,
unfortunately.
for the audience out there, Will had the unfortunate situation of his quarterback playing against the new juggernaut 49ers. So Trevor Lawrence versus the Niners wasn't the deal. Didn't have a really good backup quarterback. Your other defense didn't have a favorable matchup. It just didn't line up this week. And
No.
my guys came and they showed up. So, I got lucky this week.
Yeah, because it was like the other defense I had was the Browns, but they were going to play the Ravens. And I was like, I am
Yeah.
not starting the Browns versus the Ravens. So I'm
No.
starting the Niners versus the Jags. But my first string quarterback is on a bye. I had Jalen Hurts. So my second string quarterback just so happened to be Trevor Lawrence.
That's right. That's right.
And he had to play the new Niners.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know
let's
if we'd say new, but just
yeah.
level up.
Yeah, I don't get no spoilers
Gosh.
and go too far, but the Niners defense looked like what we were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So your fantasy defense showed up this week. It just, it
No
was
one else did.
expected to show up. Yeah, it was a couple different cases.
Yeah, no one else did.
Don't forget
So
your Bills players. What we'll talk.
yeah. Well, let's talk about the Bills then since we're here.
All right.
Uh I don't know what is going on with these fools, but let me pull it up real quick because I mean they are on a losing streak right now. I mean, it's only 2 games losing streak, but whatever. But they lose to the Broncos. I mean, by 2. It was a kind of controversial ending. We don't know if they should have lost this game, but they played the Broncos this past week and lost by 2 points. Let me see. Josh Allen threw for 177 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. And then Russell Wilson threw for 193, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but got sacked 4 times. So yeah, the quarterbacks didn't really show up to play. Yeah, Cook went crazy. He had 109 yards. None of the receivers, from what I can see, really just went off. It was kind of a low scoring game. Wasn't too interesting, but the Broncos are, doing their thing. But my question to you is, what's going on with the Bills? They just
Yeah,
lost to the
man.
Broncos.
So, I think a lot of last night's game, I want to give credit to the Broncos. They just won 2 games in a row. They beat the Chiefs and the Bills. These are 2 teams who we think are at the top of the AFC, and they beat them in consecutive weeks. So I want to give the Broncos a little bit of credit. I told you months ago before the season, the Broncos are kind of my sleeper pick. I thought they may get it together under Sean Payton. I think it started off a little bit slower than they've expected, but I think they're coming along. Now, as far as the Bills, how I feel about Josh Allen, man. I don't
Yeah.
think he's who everybody else thinks he is. 11 interceptions now. He's leading the league in picks. Even though Cook had a great game last night, he still continues to lose the ball. He's fumbling the ball at a high rate. He fumbled it in the first quarter, I believe, and then he didn't play for like the next 16 consecutive snaps. When I looked at what his numbers were in the fourth quarter, if this guy touched the ball 10 more times, I mean, we may be talking about a whole different ball game right now. The Bills are struggling. I think they play pretty decent on defense. I think it's the offense is having a hard time putting things together. I don't think our boy Diggs is who he used to be. He's not Minnesota Diggs no more. So,
Mm-mm.
he's maybe a really good number 2 receiver right now. I'm not sure if he's a great 1 receiver right now. Just gonna be honest.
That's controversial right there, buddy.
I'm just saying,
That
man.
is
I'm
controversial.
just saying.
I don't know.
Um, you know,
Oh
uh,
man.
so they're struggling, but I think a lot of it starts with 17.
Yeah. I don't know why Josh Allen's just not playing the way he used to right now. I mean, a lot of people have Josh Allen in their top 5, but I don't know. So I seen this post today that was kind of interesting. Okay. They were comparing Josh Allen to before he had Stephon Diggs on the team to currently having him. So back in 2018 and 2019, Stephon Diggs was not on the team, and Josh Allen's QBR rating was 49 both seasons. And he threw 2,000 yards for in 2018 and 3,000 in 2019. Then you add Stephon Diggs into the equation. His yards doubled, and his QBR went from 49 to 76, and then he had a 66, 73, and a 72. So do you feel like because Stephon Diggs, you just said Stephon Diggs is not playing how he usually plays, do you think his impact is kind of like it will show if Josh Allen, is that guy? Like Josh Allen needs him to perform in order to be put into that guy conversation.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Bills could benefit from having a couple more weapons, maybe another receiver. I like Davis, and I like Kincaid. I know both these guys on your fantasy team; those are good weapons. But I don't
Not
know.
last week.
Not last week. No,
Last
not last.
week, Davis gave me 0.
Look,
Gosh.
they could use another weapon. And no dig at Diggs, right? I think he's still a solid receiver. I think he's more than capable of producing. He reminds me right now of a later in their career kind of Dez Bryant, where he's a really good possession receiver. He's still very much capable of making big plays. But he's just not that dominant one receiver anymore. I'm not gonna go as far as like comparing him to Odell and where Odell's at right now. I still think Stephon Diggs is way more productive than
Gosh.
Odell. But I think that they could use some more weapons. But at the end of the day, it also comes down to decision making. And 17 just isn't making the best decisions with the football right now. He's leading the league in picks. He's not putting the team in great positions. His defense is showing up for him, but they're not showing up for the defense. So, and that may have a lot to do with the OC getting fired today. I think he got fired today. Something happened in leadership with the Bills today. So,
Dang.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like seeing that though, it's kind of like You want to put Josh Allen on this top 5 list and be like, no, like he's still that guy. But after this season, it's like you got to get your stuff together, sir.
Yeah.
You guys are supposed to be, like you said, the top 2 teams in the AFC, which right now it's not looking like the Bills are, just because they lose games that they shouldn't be losing, and they're not playing to what we expected them to. Like last year, they were going crazy, but this year, so I don't know what they gotta do. Maybe it could be getting another wide receiver, like you said, but yeah, no, they're not doing too good. And Josh Allen, just unfortunately, you're the quarterback, so this falls on you. That's another question I was gonna ask you. What position do you think is the hardest to play in football?
Cornerback.
Corner?
Cornerback. Well, and I say that from all types of standpoints. First, I'll talk about like athleticism. I feel like you have to be like an athletically dominant player. You don't get a lot of praise. You get picked on a lot. You get put on highlight reels a lot. It's just a tough position to play. Quarterbacks, I know that there's a lot that goes with that position. But I much rather try to play quarterback in the league. Maybe I can say that as a privilege because I used to play quarterback. But if I had to be on an island out there with a DK Metcalf, a Brandon Ayuk, any of those guys, man, I don't want no parts of CD Lamb right now. You know what I mean? Like that does
See them
not
going
sound like,
crazy.
you know, yeah. So probably corner.
Could you imagine trying to chase down Tyreek Hill?
No, no, I can't. No,
You can't at all. It's
no.
like I'm gonna need me like a motorcycle or something to try to keep up with
Right,
him.
right.
This is not gonna work.
Oh
Um
man.
yeah, no, I was talking to Eric about this last week about what's the hardest position, and he said corner. I said I'd probably go with quarterback just because there's so much that goes into it, not just like well, just like mentally, I think the quarterback has like probably the hardest job. Um and everything rides on it. So you win, it's on you, you lose, it's on you. But yeah, corner is probably that next one right there, because
Yeah.
some of these guys that you gotta stop, and it's like I feel like there's less like you're on a small leash if you're a corner. Like if your boy is running and just getting like yards after yards after yards, you are getting put on the bench fast because yeah. So that could be it too.
I agree. I don't want no parts of none of the receivers, man. There's too many you got Moss segments I see on TV, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just when you think about dominant corners in history, you can name them because there's not many of them. Quarterbacks, you can list a ton of them, but just playing corner is really, really hard. So
Yeah.
man, big respect to those guys. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So I know you play quarterback, but do
Yeah.
you prefer like let's say you playing Madden, right?
Mhm.
Would you prefer like offense or defense? Like what's the funnest like side to be on to play?
Playing quarterback was fun. So also in high school for a little bit, I mean a small amount of time, I got to play safety. So I got to play like a free safety.
Mm.
So I got to roam around a little bit, get out there, try to make some tackles and some hits, break up some passes and stuff like that. That was
Mm-hmm.
really fun. I find myself when I do play Madden, I feel like I have an upper hand a little bit when I play on defense because I kind of know offensive tendencies. So it gives me a little bit of an edge, I think. Sometimes now I still got to be good at the controls and doing everything. So,
Yeah.
the greatest Madden player, but maybe I'd be like a better coach. I'd be like a good Madden coach. I don't know.
Madden coach. Yeah, no, I was gonna ask you if you're good at Madden, because if you were, I was gonna say you should play Tweez because Tweez is a Madden god. So
I'm bad. I'm bad,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I'm bad.
no. Did I ever tell you my nickname for Madden?
No, what is it?
They call me Pick City because every time you play me, you're just gonna get some picks. So I just lob it to whoever's running every time.
Man,
So he's just
the
like, "Oh, I
game,
got that." It's just yeah.
the game don't never change, and I don't never get no better, man. It's I feel like there's people who are like really good at Madden, and maybe they're not even the most football savvy folks. I used to watch a show on ESPN called the Madden Bus, and it was like these just like random dudes. They were like never played football a day in their life, but they were so good at Madden, it made no
Yeah,
sense. So,
yeah, it's weird.
respect to those dudes.
Yeah, me and Tweez, we do sometimes we'll do like gaming videos and we do like one-on-one competitions. And we
Yeah.
did one with Madden. And if you watch the video, as soon as it starts, so I got the to receive the ball first. My guy catches the ball, starts running. Tweez user trucked me so hard that I fumbled and he ran it back for 6. It was like the first 10 seconds, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm done.
Dudes on Madden who user everything, I don't want no parts of those guys, man, because that means they're elites and they know what they're doing. Like I used to play with my cousin. He used to jump on the cornerbacks and user them while he was on defense. I was like, the fact that you're using a corner on defense and making picks is insane. I don't want no parts of you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
give me the DN, bro. Like that's
right.
all I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Give me the DN. I'll try to
Let
rush
the,
you.
I let the computer deal with you down there.
Yeah, yeah, but no, I can't do Madden like that. I mean, I'm not good at it. I'm not like horrible at Madden, but I'm not good. So
Me neither. Me
yeah,
neither.
no. Okay. Let's talk about our team now. Let's talk about the
So,
Niners, man. So last week we were talking about a huge trade. The Niners picked up Chase Young. This is the duo reunion from the Ohio, not the Bulldogs. They went to Ohio. Boza and Young played with each other in college, and we were just excited to hear that they were gonna be playing with each other again. Very dominant in college. Like these guys, you did not mess with Ohio when they were there. So we're expecting it to happen again. Now that they're gonna be back together. When I seen Chase Young coming out with the box and dancing with Debo, I was like, oh, it's game time,
yeah,
baby. It's game time. Like y'all done messed up by
yeah,
letting us have $40 million
yeah,
salary cap and buying this man. Oh, he's done. He is
yeah.
over here having a great time. Um, Complete dominance performance by the Niners. The Jags only scored 3. Trevor Lawrence did not know what to do. I think you can even I seen a video today. They had an audio from Fred Warner. I think he was mic'd up, and you just see Trevor Lawrence trying to tell people where to go, and Fred Warner was just like, "Oh, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing." And Trevor Lawrence was like, "No, we don't. No, we don't."
Oh my God.
But the Niners came in super dominant. They shut down the Jags, which Jags are not a bad offense. They have a really good offense. They've been putting up at least 25 to 30 on teams that they're playing. So for the Niners to come in and hold them to 3, that just shows you how much we needed help on the line
Great.
because our corners were getting picks. Our Warner got a pick. Was it Lenore? I think Lenore got a pick.
Work got picked.
Or
Yep.
no, Hufanga got a pick.
Funga did get a pick. You're right. It was Funga.
Warner and Hufanga got picks, and that's what we were expecting this whole season. Every game is for the defense to come out and just get turnovers and get the ball back, put it back in Brock Purdy's hands, and let him do what top 5 quarterbacks do. So he went out there, did his thing. We got the dub. But what did you see from this past game? Did you like the new duo? What Talk to me, man. How you feeling
Yeah.
about this trade?
I seen that same video you seen when Chase Young was coming out, man. And I think I tweeted, I was like, oh, this dude's gonna fit right in here.
Oh, yeah.
He's up there with the fellas. More so than I think Chase Young having an impact on the field. I think what it really did for a guy like Nick Bosa was kind of wake him up and inspire him a little bit. I think we have such high expectations with Bosa coming to the season, signing the biggest defensive contract ever given in the NFL. He kind of had an underwhelming start. He's made some tackles, he's had a few sacks, but I think Chase Young being on the field now with him kind of rejuvenated the Nick Bosa of old, and he was getting after it this week. You spoke to it a little bit too. I think it gave us a little bit more line depth. We were rotating guys in and out, and we were still down Drake Jackson this week. So we looked really good and fresh. I think also having Wilkes on the sideline now, getting him out the booth was really good. If you remember our last few D coordinators, whether it was Salah or my boy D'Amico, they were sideline defensive coordinators. So I think Steve Wilkes being down there really helped the team a little bit. And yeah, we just got after it, man. Like you mentioned, the Jags coming into this week were the hottest team in the NFL, and they were at home. I'm not gonna lie, I had concerns coming in. We're on a 3-game losing streak. Brock had been a little bit inconsistent over the last 3. We're coming off a bye week. We had injuries. didn't know how we were going to show up. So for the performance we put on display out there, yeah, we look like that Niners team that beat that Cowboys team early on in the season, man. We look to be back. And a big bounce back game from Brock. Let me say that too. I think Brock needed to show us something after the last kind of 3/4 quarters he had. So, for him to come out, play the way he did, was great. Almost a flawless game. I just wish McCaffrey could have got a touchdown. So,
Bro, that ending when they were just trying to
man,
push it to get him
yeah,
that one. Oh man, that was crazy. But you saw the what was it, the post interview, and
yeah.
they were like, "How does it feel?" He's like, "Man, I guess I suck because everybody got touchdown but me." Well, for those of you that got McCaffrey on your fantasy league, I mean, this week he still gave you, I think, like a good 23, but he
Oh my
didn't drop
God.
you like a good 30 like he usually does. But
Oh my God.
he's
Man.
still doing his thing. McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill are cheat codes when it comes to fantasy league this year.
McCaffrey went one pick before my guy, man. And I know he wasn't even projected to go when he went. I was so mad I missed him by one pick. Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, well, next year I bet everybody's gonna try. Well, depending on what happens,
that's true.
everybody's gonna try to get
That's true.
McCaffrey. I tried to make a couple trades. I told who is it? I think it was Esteban, the peanut butter dwelly time.
Yeah, yeah.
I sent him a trade for Smith, the running back on
Mhm.
the Eagles, for McCaffrey, and I was like, hey bro, we both have a quarterback running back duo. Not very smart to keep it that way once we go into playoffs. So let's do a trade real quick. He denied that thing so
No
fast.
way.
He said no. He said no, 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 no.
I'd rather miss the playoffs with McCaffrey than without him.
I was trying to get in there, trying to get me a come up real quick.
He's going down with the
Uh,
ship. It's all good.
yeah, but no, this past week the Niners really put on a show. I think it was really cool that one sack that Boza and Young had together. Bro, just watching that, seeing them come from both sides, and Trevor Lawrence is like,
Insane.
"Oh no, in
Insane.
danger."
Insane. And I gotta say, bro, I think Fred Warner might be my pick for Defensive Player of the Year right now, man. He is on fire. He's on
Yeah,
fire.
Fred Warner is really, really good. There's I don't think even there's a linebacker that is a close number two. Like he's
No,
just outstanding this year. It's
no.
insane. Yeah.
TJ Watt would be my other pick outside him. TJ's having a phenomenal year with the Steelers
Hmm.
too. But Fred, I mean, he's doing it all. I mean, TJ rushes the quarterback really well, but Fred has, I don't know how many picks Fred has this year. He has a bunch of picks already. He's
Hmm.
getting sacks, he's getting a lot of tackles for loss. Fred is on fire.
Yeah. Is he coming up for a contract renewal soon?
I'm not sure, but if he is, the Niners are gonna pay everybody, it seems like. So,
Yeah. Well, hopefully we got money to pay him after all these guys we just picked up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Chase is a free agent after this year, so we'll have to see if we want to re-sign him. And then we also got BA. This is his contract year too. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Ayuk. Oh man. This guy, you can't guard him. You
You
can't
can't.
stop this
No,
guy.
you can't.
He just every time I see well besides the one touchdown, but every time I see Purdy throw to Ayuk, he's usually like wide open.
Wide open. Wide
Yeah,
open.
but that one touchdown that they had, the first one where he just like lobbed it into the end zone and it
Yeah.
just so happened to go to the hands of Brandon Ayuk.
What a bad
Okay,
pass,
Purdy.
bro. Bad pass. That's not a
It,
good pass.
it wasn't a good pass, but it was a good risky pass that got a good result. So not a lot of quarterbacks will make that pass because it usually leads to an interception. But
Yeah.
luckily, Brandon Ayuk was there to grab it for him. But yeah,
That play was either leading to a touchdown or a touchback. It was like
yeah,
no other way
yeah.
around it. Real
Well,
quick, I want to speak just to how good Brandon Ayuk has been all year. I've heard a lot of talks recently about how Debo hasn't been super effective as a receiver like he was his rookie year, and especially the year where he was all pro as a wide back. I think a lot of that has to do with the addition of Christian McCaffrey, but it also has a lot to do with how good Brandon Ayuk has been for the last year and a half. He stepped up so much. This man is wide open out there, like you mentioned. I mean, he's getting so much separation from his man. Of course, it makes sense to get BA the ball. I think Debo is still a really good slash player for us, but I think the lack of Debo being used in our offense really speaks to just how good Brandon Ayuk has been as the number one receiver for us, man.
Yeah, I think also Debo is taking that pressure off of Brandon Ayuk too, so it's kind of helping him out because last couple years, if you're playing the Niners, you know you got to lock up Debo because if not, he's going to run all over your defense.
Yeah.
So they're probably like trying to make sure he's staying locked down, but unfortunately, you put all the the defense on Debo, Brandon Ayuk could be that guy too, sir.
Right.
So
You're very right. You're
yeah,
very
and
right.
and if you lock him up, then that means George Kittle's gonna be free. If you lock him up, McCaffrey's just gonna run straight through the defense.
Yeah,
So it's kind of hard to stop the Niners right now.
you're right.
But yeah, but they did really good, and that was a game we needed. We needed to see that our team was still a really really good team. That we are Super Bowl contenders because after those losses, we were just like, oh man, here we go again.
Hey, man, you know me. I was calling for hey, Darnold. Where's Darnold? Like, hey man,
No, no, no.
you know me. I was hitting the panic button,
Uh,
man. You know,
hey, we still believe in Brock.
we believe in Brock. He's gonna be all right, and I believe in the offense that we have, man. I don't want to, count the chickens before they hatch, but man, Christian McCaffrey might be one of the best running backs I've ever seen, bro. He is insane.
Besides AP, yeah, he's out here. He's doing
In
his
our
thing.
offense, it's a cheat code, bro. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't
Hmm.
make sense.
He's got a lot of good blocking. I mean, George Kittle alone could help you, with the blocking. But
Yeah.
then was Berman Juski, what's the fullback?
Oh, use check.
Juszczyk, yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget how to pronounce his last
Juicy.
name. Yeah, Juszczyk, him blocking for you, and then if you go on the other side, you got Trent Williams. You saw bro, man, when Trent Williams took the lead to go out and block, and he was coming. He seen him. He said, "Nope." He turned around,
Buddy,
start running.
buddy bailed. No, I don't want none of those problems. You can have those 2 or 3 extra yards, Christian. I'm going.
He
This is
saw
uh,
400 plus coming at him. He said, "I'm out."
that's what we call a business decision.
Yes, it
He
is.
wasn't standing on business because he was running. He made a
Yeah.
business decision to protect his health.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. If I would have done the same
Oh,
thing,
wow, no.
yeah, see Goliath coming at you like that. Heck no, bro. I'm out. Oh man, but Niners had a good game this week, so
We did.
hopefully next week we could do it again. Okay, moving on here. Let's talk about the Raiders. This is weird.
Yeah.
Raiders get a new head coach.
Mhm.
They get a win. Like, okay, cool. They got a win. The next week, they get another win against the Jets.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. So were the Raiders really not that bad? They just needed new coaching? Or what do you think is happening right now with the Raiders?
Yeah, I think the Raiders got, a boost of energy with the new coach, man. I didn't think that McDaniels was the greatest coach to begin with. I've never been a big McDaniels fan. So, I think there's been a lot of changes. Obviously, we're very familiar with who was their quarterback. Um, Never been the biggest Jimmy G fan. You put Jimmy on a good team and a good system, he can be productive for you. I don't think the Raiders are what we were. So I think it leaned on Jimmy more to be kind of a hero of the offense. And we both know Jimmy's not that. Jimmy's reliant on talent around him. So the rookie hasn't done a bad job. Again, you got a workhorse back there like Jacobs. I think he can take a load off for you. What I think we're seeing a lot though with the Raiders is a discipline we haven't seen in years past. If you watch the NFL over the last 5 years, the Raiders tend to hurt themselves at the end of games and they will lose games in dumb ways. And we haven't seen that lately. I would totally expect the Raiders to Raider the end of that game the other night, and they didn't do it. They closed it. They made plays. I think this is one of the better defense they've ever had. They got Marcus Peters back there, who I'm a big fan of. I played football against him when he was in high school. We played against each other when he was at McClymonds. I wish the Niners.
Really?
Yeah, we played against each other. I wish the Niners would have picked up Marcus Peters when the Ravens let it go, but it's all good. The Raiders are good though. I think they're right there in the thick of it. Do I think they'll go all the way or even make a playoff push? I don't think so. I don't think they're ready with their quarterback situation, but I think they'll win
Yeah.
some games. So shout out Antonio Pierce, man. Happy to see him be successful as a coach.
Yeah. No, just to see him come in and just like just spark like this new life into the Raiders. They don't have a bad team. You got, Adams over here. Then in the back, you got Josh Jacobs. I mean, the quarterback situation is kind of whatever right now. But then on the defense, you got like Max Crosby. It's like, okay, like you got a good team. It's not like the best, but
Yeah,
if you guys like really do this, you guys could potentially be in the playoffs. But
yeah,
I know Adams and Jacobs was over there just frustrated. Frustrated. They're like, give me a trade. I want out. I'm not trying to be here no more. I seen that. I think Adams said that he went there because of Derek Carr, right? Did you
he
see that?
did. Yeah, they played with each other at Fresno State in college. Yeah,
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, because it was just like you traded his boy and he's like not getting the targets that he wants. He's not performing the way that he wants. So obviously he's gonna want the trade. But
right.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. See if they can keep this up. Maybe he'll want to stick around a little bit. If not, I think he's got a good couple more years left in him. So he might want to think about getting a trade.
Yeah,
But he's gonna turn into those one what's the dude? Julio Jones. He gonna
yeah,
turn into a Julio Jones pretty soon.
yeah, man.
So
You might, you might.
we'll see. But no, it's cool to see the Raiders actually like turning things around just because of they got a new coach and new energy. So but yeah, man. Any other games this past week that you kind of seen that was a little interesting?
The Lions Chargers was interesting, man. That game, man. The Lions keep showing me more and more that they are for real, man.
Told you these Lions, bro.
I like the Lions, man. They're like really competitive. I mean, I think we know what Jared Goff does. Jared Goff is a gunslinger. He makes plays. He
He's a
doesn't.
cow bear.
He's
He's
a
a
cow
cow
bear.
bear.
He's a bear. He doesn't hurt your team, man. He puts you in good situations. But what I'm really impressed with is the two-headed monsters they have in the backfield with Gibbs and Montgomery. I had Montgomery on my bench this weekend in fantasy, and I was mad. He's coming off an injury. I know Gibbs has been hot, but I didn't think these two dudes were gonna like go crazy like that. And also, I gotta shout out my USC Trojan, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is one of the best receivers in the NFL. I knew it coming into the season. I knew it because I watched him in college.
Oh
He is a
gosh.
toy. And yeah,
St.
man.
Brown's been that guy this year.
Yeah,
He's
man.
been going
He was that
crazy.
guy last year. People were sleeping on St. Brown. He's him, man. Like that's my guy, and it's good to see him taking off the way he is.
Yeah, no, the Lions, that I think that was my sleeper team. Because not a lot of people, I mean, when you talk about Detroit Lions for years, it's like talking about the Browns, but it's weird because
Right.
now both those teams are like great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lions are really getting it together and doing really well. They got great players. We thought when they lost Hawkinson, it was going to be kind of a downfall, but they're still pushing, they're still doing
Yeah.
their thing. So, but yeah, no, the Lions are good. So, okay, speaking about the Chargers,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is their problem? Because they don't have a bad team.
Mm.
The Chargers are not that bad. You got
Yeah.
Herbert, you got Allen, you got Boza on the defense. Like you're not a bad team. And
Khalil
Eckler,
Mack. Yeah.
yeah, and Khalil Mack. It's just like, come on, guys. Like, what are you doing? What do you think's going on there?
I don't know, man. I'll be remiss if I didn't mention Derwin James, man. They have good players on their defense, man. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I like Herbert. I think Herbert's a really good quarterback. I think he's kind of him and Trevor Lawrence are kind of around the same type of quarterback to me, where they're kind of blossoming still. But I mean, those guys, they're warriors. They go out there and compete, and they usually don't hurt your team. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that they play in probably what I think is the best division in the AFC, with Chiefs, with the Broncos, who are turning the corner now in their season, and the Raiders, who are also doing the same. It's just competitive over there. I definitely thought the Chargers would be a playoff team, a wild card team again coming into the season. I thought they would finish right behind possibly the Chiefs in the mix with the Broncos. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a big Eckler fan, but I know he's solid. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I just wish they would turn it around because I'm trying to keep Herbert in my top five, and it's just like it's not working right now. So,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, frustration. Okay, well, On that note, let's think about top players of the week.
Yeah.
Uh, who do you have that would just went out there and just went crazy this week? Who's your top player of the week?
CJ Stroud again. Oh my God.
CJ
What's up with bro?
CJ Stroud, bro.
He wasn't like this at Ohio State, bro. He was good. Don't get me wrong. He was really good. I did not think he was like that. I didn't know what he would do coming into the league, but he is above and beyond what I thought he would be, man. Shout out CJ Stroud. He's done it again. Beat the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
This boy's good.
30-27. Stroud had 356 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Yeah, I don't know. CJ Stroud, he's just going out there and doing his thing. He doesn't seem like he's going to be stopped anytime soon.
No.
We did not expect the Texans to be a great team like they are now, just out here beating these great other teams. And it's like, where did this even freaking come from? Because this, bro, Stroud, he's doing his thing. Last week when I was talking to Eric, we were talking about his top 5, and he had Stroud in his top 5. I don't know if I would put Stroud in my top 5 yet. I think he's still a little bit new, but I can see where he's coming from, where he is putting up them numbers. So yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I can't even really name another player on the Texans. Like,
that's the problem.
I know they drafted Derek Stingley last year, the corner, in the first round was one of their top picks. But outside of that, I can't think of anybody on that team. And he is just leading his team to victories week in and week out and put them in great positions to win. I'm impressed, bro. I'm thoroughly impressed. I don't know about top 5, but I mean, he's well on his way of putting together a pretty good rookie campaign with the Texans and putting them in a position to possibly make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, he's definitely taken over that quarterback position really well. I mean, they do got a great coach though. You know what I'm talking about? They got a great coach.
Right.
So that could help out, as we see with the Raiders that helped out. With the Texans is kind of helping out too. Yeah, for me, I don't know, man. There's a couple players that did really well this week. Right now I'm looking over at Brandon Cooks for Dallas. He went off. He had 173 yards. He had 1 tug. He didn't play bad. The Cowboys put up 49 on the Giants. So if anything, I say I'll give it to him just because you went Stroud. Can't really pick the same team as you or the same person as you. So I'll give it to Cooks for that one. He went crazy.
I'm quick to give this guy a lot of slack when he doesn't play well. I'll give credit where credit's due. Dak had a pretty good game this past week. I'm not a big Dak fan. I don't think he's the greatest fit in Dallas, but he had a good game, albeit against the Giants, who were depleted and couldn't move the ball at all. But Dak had a solid game. I think he put up a bunch of yards, a bunch of touchdowns, only limited to 1 turnover or so this week. So shout out Dak, I guess.
Yeah, well, if we have to.
Not too much credit for the Cowboys, though. We just
so he put up 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. If it was anybody besides Dak, that was that guy.
Player of the week.
But just because it's Dak Prescott, I'm not giving it to him.
Nah, I'll take the rookie.
Nah, I ain't giving it to him, but he did all right. Whatever. I ain't talking about him. Okay. So a little bit questioning on your side then. Who's your top 5 quarterbacks?
Controversial.
Let's go. Top 5.
Yeah. So for the audience, it's something Will and I argue about week in and week out because I'm a fan of this podcast too, and I love to critique Will's takes on his top 5 quarterbacks. My top 5 right now, I'm going to try to be really thoughtful and really considerate of who I put in here. So first and foremost, we got Patrick Mahomes. And then let's stop there and add a distant second. It's still Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he's kind of gotten back in the swing of things since he's gotten healthy. Although he lost this past week, they should have won. Boy catches that ball in the end zone. We're not even having this conversation. So thank you, Mr. Burrow. You still put up some solid fantasy points for me this week. Number 3 is where things get interesting. I know he didn't have the greatest week this week. There was some drops. The receivers didn't put him in great positions, but Lamar Jackson is still number 3 for me. Lamar, I think, is having a really, really good season so far. I actually think the Ravens are still the best team in football right now, although they lost this past week. So Lamar, number 3 for me. Number 4 gets interesting because this is where you usually want to slot in a Josh Allen type of guy. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts is in my top 5 right now. If we're judging off the season, I don't know if we're doing an all-time list or a top 5 currently.
Just currently.
Okay, so Jalen Hurts, his team still only has 1 loss this season. He's leading that team really well. I know they're coming off a bye week. Can't wait for next week. Super Bowl rematch Monday night. Chiefs Eagles. It's gonna be a good one. So I'm looking forward to that. And then number 5 right now. Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna throw Josh Allen in there. I know he's not having a great season right now. I know he's turning the ball over a lot. I'm still not the biggest Josh Allen fan, but I still think Josh Allen makes your team better. He puts you in good positions to win. They should have won the game last night. The Broncos should not be winning after missing 2 extra points. Shout out to Damar Hamlin for being the 12th man on the field and ruining that game last night and taking a win away from Josh Allen. So
He's still in concussion protocol, all that
hey,
stuff.
bro,
So
I just seen some wild tweets last night after that debacle. But Josh
they
Allen,
said it was his spirit on the field, it wasn't him.
that's wild. That's wild. And yeah, man. So Josh Allen be my number 5 right now.
Okay. Well, that's you. Okay, that's
I know
cool.
you're
That's cool.
wrong.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I think Lamar is moving closer into my top. Well, he was number 6 for me, so I don't know how he can get any closer.
Got talent out.
Yeah, that's the one I'm considering taking out is Josh Allen and moving in Lamar. So yeah, for me it would be Patrick Mahomes, Burrow. That's where it
Got
gets
3 quarterbacks.
hard.
I know you're juggling right now.
I know. I'm definitely going Brock Purdy and then to Lamar Jackson. So
No Tua this week.
no, Tua's gotta go. Tua's gotta go. So those will be my top 5s right
Okay,
now. But all good, all
not
good.
bad.
Okay. So what about your top 5 quarterback to wide receiver duo? So now we add in the wide receivers.
That's
Who
a
would be
good
like your
one.
top 5?
Can I say something real quick? This guy didn't make my top 10, my top 5 quarterbacks this week, but Josh Dobbs, bro, is kind of insane right now. There was a lot of good football this week. Let me just say that. There was tons of good football.
Yeah.
The Browns even beating the Ravens was like really impressive. But Josh Dobbs, man, he deserves some credit, man. I can't wait to see what him and Justin Jefferson do together. So that's kind of they're not in my top 5 quarterback receiver duos right now, but they're up there. Number 1, this is going to be weird, but it has to be Herbert and Keenan Allen. Like the numbers they put up are insane. I don't know if you've seen their fantasy numbers this week. Herbert put up like close to 30 points, and Keenan Allen had 40 points this week in fantasy. Like those two together are elite. For whatever reason, it doesn't lead to wins. I don't get it. Number 2, let's just go Burrow and Chase. Chase didn't have the biggest week this week. Burrow has a lot of weapons over there. They need to be winning more games when you got Higgins and Boyd as well. But Chase is my boy. I'm glad he's doing well again. Dak and CD Lamb. Are you kidding me? Like these dudes is putting up numbers right now. It's pretty impressive to see. Tua and Hill. Let me not. This may not be any particular order either, but Tua and Hill are kind of insane. They're doing their thing, and man, who am I leaving out? Here, I give you one. We'll do Brock Purdy and BA. There you go.
Hey,
That's for
let's
you.
go.
That's for
Let's
you.
go. Yeah,
I'll give you
no.
that one. They're solid. They're solid.
Yeah, no, they're very solid. But I don't know about the Herbert and who you say Herbert and Allen?
Keenan Allen. Their numbers are crazy, bro. Every week
Really?
that they're doing insane. They just don't win. I
Mm.
don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's those are some good duos right there. I wish we could see like a competition between just QB1 and wide receiver one go at it with like different teams. I know they like try to incorporate flag football now for like the
Yeah.
Olympics or whatever. Which that'd be pretty cool. I mean, Team USA is gonna be stacked.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy if they actually like let the NFL players play. Um, but I wish there was like during was it like Pro Bowl pro
Mhm.
all what is it Pro Bowl weekend whatever.
Just like Pro Bowl weekend or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know. Like, not an all-star thing, but
yeah, no. But yeah, if they had like a competition to where they actually did like QB wide receiver,
that would be crazy.
that would be good. I'd get people to actually watch it and then like make it actually competitive, like give them like a bonus for whoever wins or something.
That would be legit. Who would be your quarterback you would pick and your one receiver you could pick if you could mix and match from any team?
Well, my quarterback's gonna be Mahomes,
Yeah.
and my receiver.
The OG duo?
Oh man,
Give him Hill back.
I don't think so. I don't think I'd go. I think I might go CD Lamb.
Okay.
I
Okay.
might do Mahomes and Lamb. That would, bro,
You know,
Mahomes with Lamb. That would be filthy.
that's a good one. I would do Mahomes and Justin Jefferson if when he's healthy.
A healthy Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That would be killer too. So there was like this whole thing when we first started the podcast. I was always saying, well, not always, for like 2 episodes, I said that CD Lamb is better than Justin Jefferson. And Tweez let me have it. The like off camera, Tweez was letting me have it. And then I find like by episode 3, I was like, yeah, that's why Jay Jettis is better than CD Lamb.
Uh,
So I'm kind of switching up. But I really like CD Lamb. I
I do
think he's
too.
really good, really great route runner. His flow and just his movement is insane.
Yeah.
He's really good. So, but that's what I would put together.
I agree.
Um,
I love CD. I love CD. I like him at Oklahoma. I used to watch him and Jalen Hurts play together, and then I watched him and I think it was him and Kyler Murray play together too. And I like
mm,
that. So, yeah, I've always been a big CD fan.
yeah. Okay. Well, moving on here. Who you gonna pick for rookie of the year this season? Who you think's gonna get it?
Oh, number 7 in Houston. Yeah, CJ Stroud, man. I know we're only about halfway through the season, but CJ has been on fire. If you asked me this question a few weeks ago, it'd have been Bijan Robinson. Bijan started off too, he had a great start
He
with Atlanta.
started good.
Yeah, kind of insane. But he's dealt with some injuries and stuff like that, missed a week or so. The Falcons aren't super, super competitive. They also need to figure out their quarterback situation.
Mm-hmm.
But what CJ is doing right now with that team over there in Houston is pretty impressive. And the Jags better watch out because they're one loss away from being on the outside looking in, with the Texans being the leaders of that division. So it's getting interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That division is like slowly becoming competitive. So it's
It
like,
is.
wait, what's going on over here, guys?
Man, how about you?
Okay.
What you think?
Yeah, no, as of right now, it's completely going to be CJ Stroud. I don't think anybody can take that from him. The only one who was competing for that was Bijan, but as of now,
Yeah.
there's nobody else right now that can take that. So yeah, I'll give it to him. And then okay, who do you think's going to get MVP of this year?
I've been very vocal about who my MVP is so far this year, and I know again I just mentioned they lost this week, tough game. They should have won the game too, but I got Lamar Jackson right now as an MVP. He's having I don't want to say a breakout season. I think it's kind of a breakout season after last year. I think where they kind of underachieved and the Ravens dealt with a ton of injuries throughout the year. But Lamar has been playing phenomenal this year. He had a couple turnovers this past week. One really unfortunate at the end of the game where the ball was deflected. But the Ravens, I believe, are the best team in football. And I think that Lamar is leading them very strong right now. It seems like you don't agree, but I think the Ravens beat anybody in the league right now. Yeah, they're that physical of a football team, and they run at you, and you can't stop them. But the Browns did. So, well, they didn't stop them. The Browns, they played a good game. Browns are a super, super tough team as well.
Nah, I think they're number 2 in the AFC. Probably
Ooh,
number 4 in the NFL.
oh, that's not bad. Also,
Yeah,
though,
you can't just not mention the Chiefs when you talk about AFC. Like
I agree.
the Chiefs will come in and whoop on anybody that is on fire, and Mahomes will put you away by himself.
That's true.
So it's gonna be hard, but if it comes down to, well, okay. Cool.
But
Lamar Jackson.
but we know there's 6 really good teams in football right now too. So I think if you're even slotted anywhere between 1 and 6, that's like not a slight because the Eagles are really good, the Chiefs are really good, like you said, the Niners are good, the Lions are really good,
Ravens.
Ravens are super good. So yeah, there's a lot of good teams right now. No disrespect to anybody who's ranked 1 or 5.
Yeah.
Being.
Yeah, no, it's difficult right now to be in that ranking because teams are just stacked. Okay, well, now that we're on this subject of top teams in the NFL, I'm gonna kind of reword this last question a little bit.
Okay. Sure.
Who do you think will make it to the conference finals of each side, so NFC, AFC, into the Super Bowl, and then who wins the Super Bowl?
Wow, good question. I think let me start with the AFC. I do think we'll get a Ravens Chiefs matchup. I don't think we've had a Ravens Chiefs matchup in the AFC Championship game yet. Maybe we have. Maybe that year
When we
that
played them,
we played the Chiefs, I think we may have had Ravens Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I think we'll get a rematch of that this year. Looking forward to that because I think that'll be a great game. I think the winner of that game is whatever team has home field advantage. If that game is played in Baltimore, I think Baltimore wins. If that game is played in Kansas City, you're not beating Kansas City in the AFC Championship game down there in the cold against Mahomes and Kelsey. So I'll get back to those two teams. For the NFC, I got Niners, Eagles too. I know that's kind of the easy pick. I want to say that the Cowboys get over the hump and beat the Eagles in the playoffs. I don't fully believe that yet. I need to see more.
Cowboys choke in the playoffs.
You're right. You're right. So I don't believe in them yet. I wouldn't mind seeing the Lions make a deep run, but the Lions don't play good enough defense yet, in my opinion. I don't think the Lions can do anything with the Niners offense or the Eagles offense right now. I just don't think they'll stop them. They could maybe win a shootout, but you're not shooting out against either of those defenses. So Niners, Eagles too. I think that game is going to be played in Philly again, though, unfortunately. But that's okay. I do think the Niners get over the hump. And I do think the Niners make it to the Super Bowl this year. I think as long as everybody stays healthy, a full season of McCaffrey with Chase Young now on the defense, we look pretty good. And I don't think the Eagles are the Eagles of last year right now. So Niners to the bowl, which sets up a rematch of either of our last two Super Bowl losses in the past, I guess, 5, 6 years. Again, I think that comes down to who has home field advantage. I think they both have the same record right now, so that'll be interesting to see how that ends up playing out. I do think we'll see the Ravens in the Super Bowl, though.
Oh, you know that's Tweez's team? He likes the Ravens.
Really? Oh, that's dope.
His team is the Ravens.
I mess with the Ravens outside of, well, I mess with Lamar Jackson, so I'm not a big Ravens fan, but I want Lamar Jackson as well.
It was our senior year when we played them in the Super Bowl, and he came over to the house, and I was like, I had my Niners jersey on. I had a couple of my boys with me. We all Niners fans. He's the only Ravens fan. And he had his jersey on, his Ray Lewis jersey, and we were just sitting there like, man, get out of my house, bro.
Pain, bro. Pain. Niners only put us through pain recently. I do think in Vegas in February it'll be the Ravens versus the Niners. I think that the Niners get the job done this year. We get over that hump, man. It's been far too long. I just think we're way too stacked of a team right now. This team is so talented. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The Ravens are a really good team. I just don't see them being able to hold us under 30 points or score 30 points against our defense. And also, I just rather play the Ravens in the Super Bowl than the Chiefs. So yeah, Niners, Ravens with the Niners on top, and I'll say, the final score 28-17.
Okay. Yeah, no. I think I had Chiefs Niners and Niners winning. But I think the Ravens can do it as long as they can stop Mahomes. They can do it too.
Bro, the anxiety I would have for the 2 weeks between the conference championship games to the Super Bowl, if I know we play the Chiefs, will be too much for me to bear. I don't even want to think about playing Patrick Mahomes again. So
yeah,
we Ravens or I don't know, the Jaguars, somebody else get to the Super Bowl, please.
yeah, just anybody but Mahomes, bro. If somebody can
want
stop him for us, that'd be great.
Burrow, somebody. I don't want the
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
Please.
Okay, well, we're at the end of the podcast. Every week, what Tweez and I would do is we'd go over the primetime games, kind of give our predictions of who's going to take the dub that week. So I'll go over them with you. So this Thursday night. Whoo! Bengals at Ravens.
Ooh,
Who you think's gonna win that one?
I am sad. I will be watching a Formula One race in Las Vegas. So that's sad, not too sad. I got the Ravens winning. The Bengals haven't figured it out just yet. Yeah, Ravens this week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Ravens too. Ravens are really good. Bengals are a good team if they get it together. But they just have not been showing up week after week how they should be. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's just not reliable right now.
No.
So I'm definitely, yeah, I'm the same as you, Ravens. Okay, let's see. Who's Sunday? Oh, Sunday night, we got Vikings versus the Broncos. Both are a hot team right now.
This is a good
They're
week.
in Denver.
In Denver,
In Denver.
give me Josh Dobbs. He stays hot. The Vikings are good. I think they won like 5 in a row, man. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I got the Vikings.
Jay Jettis come back yet? He's got
He
a
might be
couple
back
more.
this week. He might be back this week or next week, but it's soon.
Ugh. That's
Broncos
a
are hot.
hard one. The
Josh
Broncos
Dobbs
are
is hot.
hot. Oh man, that would be crazy if the Broncos can pull it off again. I'm gonna just go Broncos.
Okay.
I feel like they can do it. They've been doing their thing, so I feel like they can do it. So I'll go Broncos. There's no international games this week, right?
Thank God. I hope
I
not.
don't
I'm
think
trying to get
so.
up at 6 a.m. to watch football.
Yeah, no, there's no international games this week. Okay. Monday night, we got the Eagles at the Chiefs. Oh gosh. That's a hard one.
No, it's not. I got one for you. I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles get their lick back. It doesn't have the same stakes that the Super Bowl did, but they're going to get theirs back, I believe.
You think?
The Eagles have only lost one game this year. I know Mahomes is Mahomes, so I don't think this game means as much to the Chiefs as it does the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to be really healthy coming off a bye week and really looking forward to this game on prime time to make a statement. I think they go to what, 7-1, 8-1. The Eagles are pretty dominant. So yeah.
Um, I want to be on the same page as you, but I can't turn my back on Mahomes, man. He's just too dominant. You got Travis Swift over there taking it, taking names and numbers. It's just Travis Swift be going crazy right now. You feel me? So he's
It's the Kelsey Bowl.
the Kelsey Bowl, scoring sixes on and off the field. You feel me?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't go against the Chiefs. I like you said, I feel like what the Eagles are just not the same team this year. They don't look like they're very dominant. They look like they're kind of just scraping by most of the time.
Yeah.
And they're getting their dubs, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna come to an end especially if they're playing them at home. If they're playing the Chiefs at home
Tough. That's tough.
with Taylor Swift in the crowd.
Oh, she's gonna be there too. That's tough. You know, like you just said though, I feel like the Eagles are just scraping by, but that's what I think is scary about the Eagles too. They're just scraping by and they still have the best record in the NFL. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, because if they do decide to like get it together and actually like
Bro.
they can, they got the team to do it, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, I can't go against Mahomes. I just can't.
I get it.
This man goaded. I can't
I
do
get it. I'm
it.
terrified of the man myself.
We all are. Ain't nobody wants to see Mahomes in the playoffs.
No,
He's crazy.
no, no.
But yeah, so I'll go Chiefs on that one.
Okay, I got it.
All right, man. Well, thank you for hopping on with me and helping me out while Tweez is recovering. So
Absolutely.
we'll send him some flowers again and a card and all that stuff. But no, I appreciate you, Ron, for hopping on with me. Maybe we'll see you again soon. Get you on another episode, or maybe in a different type of video that y'all don't know
Okay.
we working on. So
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying? But yeah. So again, appreciate you for coming on. Any last words?
Oh man, just thank you for having me, man. Get well soon, Tweez, and man, go Niners, man. Bang bang.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Like we said before, make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you leave 5-star rating if you listen on Spotify. Share it with your friends, man. Help us out. We're trying to reach a certain goal of subscribers. So, if you can send it to your friends, that'd be appreciated. But other than that, this is the 4th Rounders, and we out. Doses.